Hello and welcome to a podcast Embracing the Unknown, Mastering the Art of Handling Uncertainty in Life and Work. Today, we are diving into a topic that resonates with everyone at some point in their lives handling uncertainty, whether it's in our personal lives, professional journeys, or the unpredictable world around us. Uncertainty can be challenging to face, but it also holds opportunities for growth, resilience, and innovation. Together with our today's guest, Nidhi Kona, will explore strategies to embrace the unknown, navigate ambiguity, and turn uncertainty into a powerful tool for success. So let's get started. Nidhi Kona is a versatile professional who wears many hats and offers a refreshing perspective on topics that matter the most. As a molecular biologist, she brings her scientific expertise to the table. As a scientific writer, she crafts compelling content that breaks complex research into simple, inspiring insights. And as the author of the nonfiction personal transformation book, Unshakable You, she shares her scientific insights on fine tuning the mind and the heart for happiness and success. Nidhi also leads a community of alchemists where she guides members on removing mental roadblocks and sharpening their focus through clarity of mind, the courage of self expression, and effective communication. Welcome to our podcast, Nidhi. We're so lucky and blessed to have you again.
Thank you so much. It's so happy. I'm so happy to be on this show again. And yeah, I'm excited to see whenever we get together. I think the conversation takes an interesting turn. So I'm excited to see what we cook up today.
Yeah. So tell us more about yourself and a bit about your book.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, first of all. But I think you've covered most of it. Yes, I've been a molecular biologist, I've been a scientific writer, and I think one thing that I can add to that is I am an eternal learner. So it's not about the number of degrees that you have, or it's not the number of years that you've spent on this planet, but it's the curiosity that you've brought to life. So it's okay. Age doesn't matter. Sometimes I've seen 15-year-olds who are very curious. Sometimes I've seen 50-year-olds who are not that curious, who are just like, being on routine and going about their lives. And I think that is my X factor, if you would say, that I've always been curious from the get go. And that's exactly why I delved into the mind. That's exactly why I delved into this whole, DNA, genetics. How do these two impact one another? And that's exactly why I'm here today. So, yes, I am an eternal learner, and I hope everyone who is tuning into your podcasting show right now also inculcates that habit, because it's the differentiator between, is your life going to be a struggle or is it going to be a fun ride? So, yeah, that's right.
And what about your book?
Oh, my book exactly is the product of this, scientific inquiry that I've gone into, because the best way for me to navigate my own challenges was to document everything. And when I was documenting everything, that's when this book came together, because I always knew I loved to write, but then I wasn't really writing about the things I was very passionate about. And then I'm like, nope, I need to, if I really want to transform, I need to have the guts to express myself, to talk about the things that I really want to talk about the things that matter to me. And coincidentally, the things that matter to me happen to be a very important topic for everyone else also, right? Whether that's social anxiety, or whether that's, getting over toxic relationships or anything like that. These are core, these are fundamental aspects of our life that each one of us face. So I thought, okay, let's use my scientific skills in this arena and see what comes out. And this wonderful book has now come out as a product of that. And I'm super, super, super happy to have facilitated that, because I can't say it's completely mine. I think, when you get into the flow state, there's some higher intelligence that takes over and then flows through you and then creates. So I think I've been the channel for that intelligence to flow through and create this wonderful book.
Yes, I'm sure. And all the best. And, congratulations, first of all. And, I'll give the link where people can, have a look and they can buy it from there or read, right? So we'll give in the end. Sure?
Thank you.
You want to tell where it's available? On
Yeah,
Amazon, right?
It's available on Amazon. It's available on Flipkart, and it's available in another Indian store called Poti as well. So I'll just give a one universal link, and then you can find
Yeah,
whichever store you would prefer.
sure, sure. So to add to you, yes, I think we resonate because we're kind of very similar. When I do right, even
Yes.
we want to help others, but first help ourselves, right, and then help others.
You cannot pour from an empty cup, so fill
Yeah,
your cup up first.
that's my phrase. Okay, let's start.
It's universal. We are
I
one,
know.
so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to have you here. Let's start with the question, first question. So, what does uncertainty mean to you, and why is it such a universal challenge in both life and work?
I think the meaning of uncertainty has changed over the years for me. First, uncertainty used to be similar to darkness. And I hated the darkness. If put me in a dark room, I'll start screaming and crying. So uncertainty was a similar kind of thing where I'm like, oh no, it's uncomfortable. I don't know. And that's when I realized that I just got too familiar. I just equated familiarity with safety. And that's exactly what the brain does also. What it's that I think there's a saying also, right? It's okay. You'd rather dance with a familiar devil than an unfamiliar blessing or angel. So I think it's just that when you think you know something, you think you can handle it, and when you think you don't know something, it's just you don't know whether you'll be able to handle it or no. You don't know whether you'll be able to come out of it safely or no. So it's just that perceived level of safety. And I would just like to say now that I have grown and embarked on this journey, uncertainty is less of darkness and more of a surprise. Because I'm like, okay, when you're someone's throwing you a surprise party, or when you're opening a gift also, you don't know what's inside, but you're curious, you're excited, right? Same, it's the unknown, but you're excited. The only difference is my perspective, the only difference is my mindset. So I changed it. Instead of being afraid, now I'm excited. And then as uncertainty is always going to be there, but now I'm not bothered by it. And I think that's why it's universal. As I said, it's a
Yes.
common challenge for the brain. It's not just my brain, everyone's brains are wired that way to keep you safe. That's your brain's number one priority. Not even growth, not even success, not even any of that. Your brain's number one priority is to keep you safe. So anytime it feels threatened, it will take you out. It will take you out of the game. And unfortunately or fortunately, growth always happens outside the comfort zone, right? So if you keep looping yourself in this comfort zone, you'll be safe, but you won't be sound. You will be safe, but you won't be happy. So what is the point of being safe anymore then? The whole point of safety is lost because now you've outgrown your comfort zone, but your space is still very small because you never expanded it. You never expanded your territory of what you're comfortable with, what you've learned. And that's exactly why I come back to eternal learner. The more you learn things, the more your zone expands and the less scared you feel. There are two ways of handling this uncertainty. One
Mhm.
is to either get scared, or the second is to be prepared. People usually get go for the first option, just get scared and stop there. But you start
Mhm.
getting prepared, and then it doesn't feel that scary anymore.
True. So I have heard this phrase, prepare for the storm when the seas come.
People are, I think the problem these days is that people always prepare for the bad things, but then they don't prepare for the good things. Then what do you think? You're setting yourself up to get what you prepare for. You'll always get the bad, and then you'll be like, "Oh, see, I knew this bad thing was going to happen." Really, really. But that doesn't
Yes.
mean that you don't prepare for the bad and you only prepare for the good. Prepare for everything. Prepare
Everything.
yourself more than anything else. Once you
Yes.
prepare yourself mentally, once you prepare yourself emotionally, everything else also will fall into place. You will know
Yes.
how to prepare and what to prepare, but
So
prepare
true.
yourself first. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So next is, can you share a personal experience where you faced significant uncertainty and how did you navigate through it?
I think there have been a couple of incidents, but I think the most uncertain aspect of our life is life itself, like life and death. When you are almost, dying, or you're at a cliff. I think there have been two near death experiences of mine. One was, there was a complete blackout, and our car had just veered off, like, and it just broke down. It just stopped at the edge, and we couldn't see where we were. But then when the lights came out, literally it was inches apart from a cliff. So it could have been the end for all that I knew. And it was complete darkness, as I said. It was complete uncertainty. But at that time, I just knew that I was not done yet. I have certain things that I want to do. I have certain desires. I have certain goals that I think I am fit for, and then I have been chosen to carry out. So this can't be the end. But even if something happens, okay, fine, it's okay. I think what I learned from that experience is not fighting any outcome, and not being like, I only want this and I only want this, but knowing that everything is a preference. Whatever you want, also, whatever desire you want, also, it's a preference. Okay, it's okay. Don't drop the fight. Uncertainty becomes very scary when you're hooked on to one outcome and you're like, I want this and I only want this. No,
True.
you don't know what you want. Most of the times, you don't know what you want. What you want is a product of what other people want for you. Okay, so if what you want is not working out, and you're feeling very uncertain and you're feeling very scared about it, it's okay. Let go. Maybe something better will come along, right? So just have that foresight that I will do my best, and I will leave the rest upon the higher forces, upon the universe, which is intelligent and which will come and work together with me, because you're not alone. You're not a one woman show. You're not a one man show doing everything. You do what you
Yeah.
can do, and then that puts in all the other things in place which will come in to support you. But you need to have that mindset that I will survive. I know how to take care of myself, and I've done this before, and I will do it again. So just that trust and faith in yourself will make sure that other agents of help also come along that your way. So in that incident where I was at the edge of the cliff, no light, no, it was a new place also. It was not a place that I knew. I just
Hmm.
decided to walk. I just decided to walk ahead and see what comes up. Right at the corner, there was a temple. Right next to the corner, there was a garage. And like a person who had come up and fixed the car and again got me on my journey. Who would have known, right? Who would have known? But
Yeah.
I didn't give up. I didn't give up on myself. I went ahead and I found an answer. So that's it. Just go ahead and you find the answer. You cut through the darkness with the light, which is
Yes.
nothing but your trust in yourself.
True. Beautiful. You want to share the other one also?
Which is, what is
I
the
don't
other
know.
one?
You said you have a few experiences, right? So other one
Oh,
also.
okay, the near death one. I think the near death one, this one I keep repeating. I think last time also I'd spoken about it. It was when I got dengue, and then I was on, the deathbed, and then they were like, we can't do anything for her. And she's just, she just has to fight it out on her own. And I think that's when I saw my parents, and they were crying, but they were trying to not cry in front of me. And I was just like, oh God. I had been a very pesky teen until then, being like, oh my God, this is so bad. Oh my God, that is so bad. And I would just complain about a lot of things. And in that moment, gratitude, gratitude hit me so deep that I realized how much I had missed out on, how much I had taken for granted. And I just decided I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm never going to say, oh my God, kill me. Oh my God. I would never even say that as a joke anymore, because now I know the power of our words. The words you say are literally spells. Like, you don't have to believe in magic or all of those things, but your words hold power. This is literally the command that you're putting into the universe. So be very careful of the words that you say. So after that, I just got a big lesson to always be thankful and be grateful for everything that I have. Because every day that I wake up is a miracle, and hence a celebration. So,
So true. Every day we wake up, maybe others, many are not waking up, you know, the night is not good for them. So we should thank to, superpower, supreme, God, whatever name you're giving to that power, right? Superpower. Because And I think we have some purpose. That's why we are waking up also, right? So be thankful
Exactly.
for.
Yeah. The universe
Yes.
is very intelligent. It's not going to waste its energy on something that has fulfilled its role, or is, it's not, it's going to keep you as long as you're here, as long as you're contributing, as long as you have your mission to fulfill. And after that, yeah, it's naturally going to renew you and take you. And it's like the natural cycle, right? So why
Yes.
fight it? Instead, just wake up to that, like that sense of purpose and commitment and contribution, and then have fun.
True. Okay. Lovely to hear that. Both the stories. It's a real life story, not just
Yeah.
story.
It's real.
Yeah. So let's. I knew the other one, right? The dengue one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. That one I've spoken too much about. So everywhere I go, I talk about dengue. But then this other one
Because we
also
might be having
is
the
good.
new people also, right? Should talk about both
Yeah.
because we have new people also, right? So let them also know, right?
Yeah. But now you got two lessons, right? Like, so one was on gratitude and the other one was just interest. So both of them
Yes.
have.
Right. Their own importance. Yes.
Yes.
So let's move to next. Um, so, what are some practical strategies or tools individuals can use to build resilience in uncertain situations?
Practical strategies or tools. First thing, we'll start with emptying yourself. I would say less is more. In this age of information explosion, we're looking towards ChatGPT, we're looking towards Google, and we just want the answers, and we're YouTube. Oh my God, it's a overconsumption at its worst, basically. You know, we're consuming, but we're not able to digest it. That's We're not able to apply it, which is what you see in a lot of people who are stuck in this personal development journey as well. They know they have the strong desire to be better, but they're not able to, because they're just taking these tools and strategies, but they're not applying it. I think the first tool or strategy you can use is to not use any tool or strategy. I know this will sound very counterintuitive, but drop drop everything. In case you are in a place where you're overwhelmed, just stop.
Hmm.
Just stop everything, because you're trying to do too much with too little. You cannot push yourself to be everywhere, be anything and everything for everyone. You cannot. When you want to build resilience, the strongest resilience is found in stillness. The whole definition of resilience, I think I've discussed this in my book also. It's in the
Hmm.
first chapter itself, where it's like resilience, people see it as bouncing back. Okay, you fall down and then you come back, that's resilience. I don't
Hmm.
think that is resilience. To me, resilience is not being able to absorb a shock and still not fall down. Like, you're so capable, you're so strong, that even when something you don't want happens, you're able to take it in without falling down, without spiraling out of control. That is resilience. That is stillness. And that's exactly why my book is called Unshakable You, where even when those, there are storms, there's tides, everything is happening, but you are still remaining unshakable. Why? And it happens through cultivating that stillness. It happens through going into that blankness. I told you that uncertainty meant darkness to me at one point, right? And it scared me. Now, uncertainty also still means like emptiness and darkness sometimes. But it's so good. I like just close your eyes, drop everything you can think of. Be completely blank. It's so relieving. It's so relieving. It's like having a blank canvas and you're free to draw again, all over again, start from scratch all over again. Basically, all our plates are just filled with information, filled with responsibility, filled with tasks. Drop everything. Drop everything. Sit for 5 minutes doing nothing. Cultivate the habit of doing nothing also and still feeling at ease. It's not
Yes.
just becoming a hamster on a wheel doesn't mean that you're going to get what you want. I think in this hustle culture also, it's like, oh, do more. If you do more, you'll be more. Not really. You cannot do and be like to the max at the same point. You're either doing or you're being. Okay. And if you're only doing, you have very little time that you spend being yourself, being in your flow, being satisfied, being fulfilled. So there needs to be a balance between this doing, being person
Yes.
as well. So just be still. Take 5-10 minutes, do nothing. And if you can, because why that's so important is you have to learn how to get bored without going into a spiral. Usually, whenever people get bored, right, they start binging, either eating or
Yes.
watching, or it's just there's this big reluctance to not get bored, to always stay entertained. And again, that's all you're doing is just, hiking your dopamine levels over and over and over again until you get numb. And then no matter how many things you watch and no matter how many things you eat, you'll never feel happy again. So instead of self-sabotaging and going that far, do nothing. When you do nothing, you start becoming more still, start becoming more calm. And when you're calm and when you're still, you'll become a shock absorber. Basically, very naturally you'll become a shock absorber. Even if things happen that are not planned, you'll still be able to see the best solution out of it. So I think that's one of the best strategies. Stay still. And second thing would be to observe. Cultivate the ability to observe everything around you. Sometimes, at least for me, I've been a horse with blinders. When I see something, I only see that, and then I, just go rush through it. Uh, that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. You don't know what you would have observed about someone at some point, or some place at some point that will come in handy for you later on. So yeah, be very calm and be very observant. Those are two strategies that will really help you. There's only so much that I can talk about it on, like, through a video, but that's why I suggest you look through the book and you really go through it to understand the science behind this and how it helps as well.
Hmm. But I completely agree with you, and I do the same. And it's like a very hustle culture. People just think, if they don't have any work, they want to put their mind somewhere else because they think, they'll get bored. And what is that actually? You should give time to yourself with a calm mind. Think nothing actually. Just sit and you will feel it's a blessing actually. Love, sit with yourself. That's the best thing. If you cannot sit with yourself, you don't want your friends to sit with you, right? People,
And it goes back to what you said in, what we opened this thing with also. Fill in your cup so that you can pour into others. When you
yes,
sit still, that is exactly when you are filling into your cup. When you go to a coffee machine, do you shake the cup all over the place? No, you keep it in one place. You keep the cup still so that it can get poured into, so that it can get filled, right? That's exactly it. So stay still to fill yourself up all over again, and then go around utilizing whatever energy and intelligence and brilliance you have re-energized yourself with.
yes, yeah. Okay, thank you, Nidhi. So let's move to next. How do you differentiate between calculated risk and reckless decisions when dealing with the unknown?
I think the one thing to keep in mind is this: there is a difference between carefree, careless, and careful, of course. But careful is pretty understandable. But carefree and careless, there is a difference. Okay, carefree is not worrying, but also being, observant and careful and just relaxed and calm. Careless is just not taking anything into account, not considering anything. What happens in uncertain situations is emotions are heightened. Okay, usually it's fear that gets triggered the most. So whenever intelligence is high, I'm sorry, whenever emotions are high, intelligence is low. There's an inverse reaction to that. So whenever you fall into your, oh, what's going to happen, oh my god, I'm anxious, oh my god, I can't sleep, oh my god, let me eat something, all of this, when your emotions take control over you, you will find it very, very difficult to come up with an innovative solution to your problem. So regulate your emotions, even during certain situations and even in uncertain situations, right? Maintain that steady flow of emotions so that your brain also focuses its entire energy on a solution rather than a problem. Because the moment your emotions get hit, the brain is getting scattered all over the place. it's getting intoxicated by all the hormones that you're producing in your body. That's why people call you hormonal, or this and that, especially with women who are like emotional. I mean, we get labeled all kinds of things, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's just that your emotions are getting the best of you and your brain is not able to channelize itself properly, right? So when you tone down the emotions a little bit, when you calm down, when you come into that equilibrium place, then your brain also knows, okay, fine, there's nothing to worry about, so then I can innovate, so then I can create. So again, I think, I don't know if I spoke about it last time, but there are three regions of your brain: the limbic, the mammalian, and then the neocortex. So the limbic is like the ancestral, the old, the flight and fright response, and it's the more of the primitive brain, right? It's only concerned about your safety. You have to go past that. Only when you feel safe can you go past that region of your brain and start thinking from your neocortex, which is all about evolution, creativity, rational thinking, all of that. It's your higher mind and imagination, creation. So you have to feel safe, and then from there you go into finding the solution. So even in uncertain situations, what is the one thing, one healthy coping mechanism, or one healthy thing that you can do that makes you feel safe, right? We have unfortunately taken up unhealthy coping mechanisms, but it's time to make a switch to something, to an anchor, rather than a coping mechanism, to an anchor that reminds you of, no, I have been in uncertain situations before and I have made it out. So again, I can be in this situation and come out of it again. So have a list of positive anchors also, right? Positive anchors can be the things that make you smile, whether it's maybe the scent of a certain specific flower, or the face of a particular loved one. All of these are anchors. It changes your brain from like frightening situations to something more relaxed and calm, and I'm like, okay, no, it's good, everything is good. So just that perspective shift, just that slight shift in attention can bring you back to normal again. And then you can start going about, finding a solution. So simple things that you can do. But you can do it and you will be fine.
True. And I think simple things helps most actually, rather than going through complex or you want to build
Yeah.
something like no, no, it's very simple. Just stay calm. It's simple, right?
I know.
You
I mean, it's just the thing is very simple, but then doing it is a little harder, because again, because we've gotten used to that familiarity of
yes,
running and chasing and all of that
yes,
and doing
yes,
so much. So, but it's just changing that behavior is a little time it takes, but the actual action is very simple. But
yes. I
one thing
think
I can,
it's complex, right? But we have
yeah.
the mindset that complex is complex. So let's go towards that, right?
One thing that I want like people to just like come up with an affirmation for yourself also. I think I've
Yes,
mentioned this in the book. Everything is always working out for me is one of the affirmations that I use. Then now some people will be like, how can you say that? Bad things always happen. Yes, bad things happen, but even from all the bad things that have happened, right? I've got a lesson. I've learned something. And because I've learned something, I'm a much better person now. So, in a way, even definitely the bad thing happened for me only, because I wasn't learning it like the nice way. So it had to come in through a harsher way. But I learned it, and once I learned it, I'm never gonna forget it. I'm never gonna
true,
take that for granted, right? So that's the beauty of things not working out as well. It comes for a reason. Everything is a lesson. Nothing is
true, true.
against you. It's everything is happening for you. And if you can say that to yourself and really know that, then no, what? No, it doesn't matter what uncertainty brings. You know it's happening for you anyway.
True. So there is no failure. It's always learning or success, right? And
Exactly.
everything is towards
Everything is
success.
just feedback. Yeah.
It's there's no, but yeah, but it's not talking on the podcast. It's like we have to inculcate inside us, like all of us, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it's just awareness. It's as
Yes,
simple as awareness. Like, I don't just take it as, oh, she's just said this.
yes,
Repeat it to yourself, remind yourself. That's the small effort that you need to make. reminding yourself of these little nuggets, because it's not going to change. Again, familiar brain, you have to introduce this unfamiliar concepts by repeating them over and over and over again.
True.
Familiarize yourself with these kind of things. Familiarize yourself with feeling safe, feeling powerful, and knowing that everything is happening for you. Once you familiarize yourself with that, why does uncertainty have any hold or grip over you? It doesn't. Because your whole perspective has changed.
True. Right. Nice. It's very deep. Let's move to next. Okay. So, what role does mindset, such as optimism or adaptability, play in managing uncertainty effectively?
Mindset is like, if I can give an analogy, mindset would be the soil, right? So if you've seen, there are different types of soil. Not every soil can support every plant that grows. Only the soil that is, I think it's called loamy soil or something, which has a mix of different qualities. That is the one that has been able to grow almost all different kinds of plants. And why this matters is, your brain is going to be like that sponge. Okay, it needs to have certain level of flexibility, and at the same time it needs to have certain structure as well. You can't be a very rigid person. Have you seen soils that have like fully dried up? They're very
Yeah.
rigid. Do you think anything can grow in that? Nothing can grow. Nothing can break out of that. You put a seed, that's all, it's the end. And that's what
True.
happens over time also. People's brains, because they get locked into familiarity, they're not absorbing any more information, it becomes dry. It becomes like really rigid, and then they can't break out of that mold anymore. They cannot plant new seeds anymore. And why that is such a dangerous place to be in is because the world will always change. That is the truth. It doesn't matter what skill set you came when you were born, and all of that. If you stay the same, you will become a dinosaur, and then you will get you will face extinction. Do you want to face extinction, or do you want to leave a legacy behind? That's the difference. For someone who keeps updating and upgrading themselves at every milestone, they're not going to go extinct. They're going to go with the times. So their life is going to go very fast, but then they would have accomplished a lot, and it would be a much more fulfilling ride, because they grew as times changed. But if you stay stuck in your own patterns, in your old ways, you're going to feel outdated very soon, very quickly, and it's going to be more resistance, right? It's like you can, which is easier to grow in, soil or cement? Soil. But if your mindset has become like cement and it's not taking in anything else, it's so rigid. That's it. It's the end. You will have your stability, but you will not have growth.
That's so true.
Yeah. So grow. Open your mind, be open to learning, be open to trying and testing.
Yes.
Open, again, I think I have to mention that being open to trying does not mean you just do anything that anyone tells you. You don't take even my advice fully seriously. I would say test it. If you happen to read my book also, don't just simply do everything because, like, oh, she said it, so it must be true. Try it, test it. When you try it, when you test it, and when you see it happen in person, that's when you build your belief.
Yes.
Believe your own life, believe your own experiences, believe your own intuition, your own inner wisdom that's coming. This is a lot of people depend upon validation from others. They're
Yes.
always seeking for something from someone. Oh, some tell me, give me some wisdom that I can sink into my mind forever. Wisdom is everywhere, everywhere. But are you really able to sink it in deep? That depends upon your mindset, that depends upon your receptibility, right? So
True.
don't just believe me. Try it, test it, see it, feel it, and then you'll know it. Believing is knowing. When you know something
Yeah.
completely, that's when you're unshakable. So you
True.
must know things for yourself, and that you can only do by playing and experimenting. That's why young people thrive so much, because they're in that zone of experimenting. Never give up experimenting.
True. Thank you, Nidhi. So let's move to next. How can leaders help their teams or organizations thrive in environments filled with ambiguity or change?
I think this would come back to taking like time is one thing that I would say would really help, because what happens is people in organizations, they tend to get they want to get the max for the buck they pay, right? So they want to squeeze the best out of the team that they have, but then they don't realize that if you completely squeeze it to their max and you don't give them any time to regenerate, they will break. And so then you're looking at the possibility of hiring someone else new and then going through the entire process again with that other person until you push them to the brink of burnout again. Stop it before you push them to that brink of burnout. Give them a time frame where they recover and rejuvenate themselves and bring back new ideas to the team, to the organization. Don't take them to the cliff and then throw them off there, and then again that churning rate is too much in organizations that I see. They just want to take it all, and then it's like, okay, fine, we'll just you train the next one that comes and replaces you. Don't I would advise them not to do that. And the best way to do that is time blocking. In a given week, how much are you allocating for work, and how much are you making sure that the other time is used in skill building, or in, like, stress relief, or in connecting. All of this is very important. It should not be optional, because, to be honest, some people, if you just leave it as optional also, they won't do it, because they're also stuck in their own patterns. They'll be like, oh, I'll just do my work, or it's like, oh no, I don't want to upgrade myself. No, I would say make it like a mandatory thing also, where you are getting together with your team and you're making sure that there is progress, not just on these projects and these deadlines, but also in the mindset of your employees. Having that mindset barometer, knowing with what is the mindset each person is bringing to the table, is very, very, very important before and after hiring as well. So
I completely agree with you. So true. Do you believe uncertainty can lead to growth and innovation? Can you provide an example where embracing the unknown brought unexpected success to you?
I think, if you look at the spiritual point of view, also, that there is like three versions, right? There's creation, there is continuation, and then there is destruction. So you cannot help and create new and better things without destroying what's old. And right now, if you see what's happening with technology, especially AI and all of that, people are afraid of losing their jobs. That's one thing. But then also, the part that they're not thinking about is the new type of jobs that will be emerging now because of this new shift in technology, right? So that's automatically, it's just calling us to upgrade our own game, because AI is learning exponentially. Every day it's gathering data, every day it's putting it to the use, every day it's getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Are we getting smarter and smarter and smarter? That's the question. How are we upgrading ourselves? That's exactly why I said observe. Be still and observe. Where are you gathering the data from? You're just gathering more, like, knowledge or information from, but that's not really the same as getting smarter or getting more intelligent. Being very, very, very still, being very observant, and having the right analysis of life, of your projects, of everything, of your responsibilities, will make you a superhuman. It's not about the number of things that you do, but it's the quality with which you do it with, right? So it's that's the thing that matters the most. And it's okay even if you do one thing in a day, but do it so well that you feel satisfied. So it's okay if you let go of a few things in your life. It's fine. But if you do one thing that is bringing you satisfaction, that you are growing in, that you know you're making progress in every single day, you're on the right path. You're doing well. If you're doing 10 things just to, not let go of anything, but you're not seeing any progress in any of them, then what's the point, right? Suddenly, all of that will not matter. Suddenly, after 5 years, you'll be like, what did I spend my time doing? I don't even know what I've done. Don't do that. Every single day, make sure you're progressing in some field or the other. And in order to do that, you will have to say no to a lot of things that don't matter, that
Yes.
that the past version of you would have wanted, but then the future version of you is just not interested in that anymore. So it's just the character that you're playing. You need to reevaluate what are the things that matter to you the most, and how far are you going to go for it. What are the things you want to say no to in order to be that person that you want to be.
True. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, what advice would you give to someone currently feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty in their personal or professional life?
I think, again, asking yourself good questions would be a good start as well. In addition to all of the other strategies that I have mentioned, we ask ourselves very disempowering questions most of the time. Oh my god, what will I do if this doesn't happen? Oh my god, do they not like me? Oh my god, this. It's always something burning somewhere. Those kind of questions are the questions that we ask. But what if you start asking yourself good questions like, oh, okay, now that this has gone out, this is not taking my time anymore. What else can I spend my time on? Okay, I'm bored right now, that means I have time, that means I can do something. Okay, what do I want to explore? What do I want to find? Some Okay, I've been stuck in the same place now. Okay, what is the one different thing that I can do every single day? Small things, small changes, small questions, but big, 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 big breakthroughs through that, set mindset. So, whatever mind you have set, if it's not working for you, it's time to regenerate it. And the best way to regenerate it is by asking yourself empowering questions. What more? How can I upgrade myself every single day? If you're feeling overwhelmed, again, as I told you, stop. Just stop. Less is more. Remember that. Less is more. Whatever you
True.
do, even if it's a few things, make sure it has maximum impact in your life. Okay. And this whole feeling of fear of missing out, and oh, will I have this? Will I have that? Not your problem. The universe will not give you what you want. You remember that. It will give you what you need. Okay, so whatever challenges you have in your life right now, it's not because you are a shitty person or anything like that. It is solely because it's trying to teach you something. It's trying to upgrade you because you are not doing that yourself. Once you start upgrading yourself voluntarily, then these challenges also will not seem that harsh anymore. So, yes, if you're overwhelmed, drop it, go into nothingness. Nothingness is actually really comforting. Once you start meditating, you actually realize the power of that, the power of not being anything, of being that empty space, like of just having infinite space. You're feeling so vast, feeling so powerful. Meditate a little bit more and
Yes.
ask yourself empowering questions as to who am I going to be? What am I going to experience tomorrow? What's my life going to look like? One in a positive sense. Approach your life with gratitude, curiosity, and commitment. That's it. And once you do that, there's very little else that you should be bothered about. The mind is only meant for these three things: being grateful, being curious about what's going to happen next, and just planning, committing to something, choosing something, and then following through with it. That's all your mind needs to work on. If it's doing anything else except these three, then stop. Drop it. It's not in a place where it needs to be then. Come back to one of these three things and you'll be fine. So yeah, that's my tip. It's worked well, really well for me, and I'm sure it will do wonders for you as well.
Yeah, adding to it, like use do self reflections, right? Reflect on yourselves. People don't do that. They might achieve or do something even bad or good, but they'll not reflect, what has happened, why, and everything. So they can do start. Like I think we all do that. We all know that. But many, like
Most
you.
people reflect on others; they don't reflect on themselves.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, start with me first, right?
Yeah,
True.
that's why journaling is so powerful, because it just all of this is all, it combines all of this. It combines
Yes.
asking yourself right questions. It combines just sitting down and being a little still. It combines regulating your emotions. So all of that I mentioned, it'll happen during journaling. But again, remove your expectations of entertainment from any of these strategies or tools or techniques. What happens is, like, again, we want to be entertained, right? So when we do any of this personal development journaling work also, you get, I'm bored. This is not for you to get entertained. This is for you to grow. Okay. And sometimes that growth happens through discomfort. Actually, a lot of the times growth happens through discomfort. That's why it's called growing pains. But it's okay even if you don't like journaling that much or whatever. Keep, it's like a record. Okay, every day it's a record of what's going in your mind, and sometimes the waters are too muddied, and over the period of time when it's calm and it's still, then there's a clear separation of like mud and water. So that's what this journaling does also. Meditation, journaling, all of those things, it helps still those muddy waters and give you give you the clarity that you're looking for. That's all you want in life, clarity. Once you have the clarity, you will have the courage. Courage is a byproduct of that clarity. When you don't have clarity, you have uncertainty, and then you don't have courage and you have fear instead. But if you can have clarity of who you are, what you want, and what is the thing that you rely on, where does your power come from, then automatically you have courage. And when you have courage, it doesn't matter what uncertainty is there in front of you, because you know you'll handle it.
True, true. And I think life has its own ways of teaching. Even life has taught me also all this. Same for you, like you were saying. So yes, life will teach us, but better if someone is telling, at least try and experiment out, right? Like she's telling us to try, at least try out, right? And then you can, see what's the result on your own. To just copying it, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So Nidhi, saying that, right? We have come to an end. It's 40 minutes plus, and I think I've just started with you, right? It feels like that.
Yes, it never ends with us. We can go on, guys. We can go on.
Right?
But yeah,
Always feel like that. It's very deep, but when we meet, also it's very deep. It's very few minutes, I think. It's very deep. Meeting also, or maybe here also when you talk on podcast also, just talking to you also normally, right? But first of all, I want to wish you all the best, for your book and whatever you're doing in your life, wherever, whatever, for the your community, your people, for yourself. I wish you all the best for everything, for your book, and I'm sure we'll put the link here, right, so that they can have a look and they can give you the review also, right, and that will help even you, even us together, right? So
exactly.
yes, please, I really want people to even we all should read and give it the review, right? That can make thing better, and I think that will help all of us together as a
Exactly. You
because
know,
we are team.
it's like you'll get scared. So even I was scared of like putting myself out and putting my book out there, and then the ideal outcome will be only good reviews. It's just the fear. It's just the fear of, oh, I want this and I want this. Once I was like, okay, my book is out there. What is my purpose? To help people. What is the intention of it? To bring a mindset shift from that safety and fear into like courage, calm, and all of that that journey. So I know my booking would do that, and once I felt sure in that, there was no need for me to feel afraid. And then I started welcoming more reviews also. I'm like, oh yes, please tell me, please give me more feedback. I would love to improve, because I'm not going to stop writing. I'm going to keep writing, writing and writing, because I know it helps, and every feedback definitely makes me better, right, and will help me serve people even better in the future. So I would love for you and your readers, everyone, to get your hands on the book and start reading it, not because I'm telling you to, but because it's time to try and test something new. It's time to try and be just a much more calmer and a much more poised version of you when everything is feeling very chaotic around you. You don't have to merge into your surroundings. Okay, you be unique, you be yourself, you be calm. It's okay. Let the surroundings adjust to you. You don't sit and adjust to your surroundings. Just because your surroundings are chaotic, you also don't become chaotic. Let your surroundings become calm like you. So yeah, that's the intention with my book. And yeah, thank you so much for calling me on your show. And it's just such a pleasure talking to you, because even the questions are so thoughtful. They're not just, they're meant to trigger a deep reflection in you. So I'm pretty sure that anyone who comes across this video would
Yes.
have found some value.
Yes, even I think all the answers have some great insights, which they have to try, of course. But I just loved it, and some even I agree with that. You know, because I think not we only, but I think we life throws us lot of situations to us, right? We all go through, but those who come out, they learn something, which outcome remains similar. Like be calm, be like you say, be observed, and it's a teaching, right? After my mom passed away, like in my family only, like even I have siblings, they say what to do. I like just it's okay. We'll get some other way. It's okay. Just calm down. We cannot panic, because mother was like she's like universe. She can help us for everything. No, she's not there. Like we have to see ourselves, right? And we want to give our dad this much things, right? Headache and all that. So I'm like just leave it. We always will come some or the other way and will come out. If mother mama is not here physically, she's not. I know she's with her in the blessings, but if we can still survive and like this we are here, I'm sure we can together. So I mean it's okay. Let's move. So universe teaches us in its own ways, but let's take that teaching instead of taking in a negative way and move ahead.
It's taught you to have the qualities of your mom that you cherish the most, right? It upgraded you to that level, even in a very harsh way. But now you have those same qualities that you cherish for, because now you have to take on that space that she created for you. You can either see it as complete destruction, or you can see it as a space that she created for you to grow, which is just very, very beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So, Nidhi, it's always lovely to have you a podcast in person also. And thank you so much for your deep insights. Yeah. And I'm sure even I loved it. Viewers will also love it. And I'm sure you'll get feedback. Good, bad. That is, of course, it's a learning. But I'm sure how much I know you, it should be good. At least I know that. Okay. But still, let's see. Okay. And all the best for all your endeavors which you're doing, right? And hope to see you soon again with some different, interesting, deep topic. God
Amazing.
bless. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. God
Thank
bless.
you. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on this thought provoking episode of our podcast today. Uncertainty is a part of life, but as we discussed today, it doesn't have to be paralyzing. With the right mindset, strategies, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, we can not only manage uncertainty but thrive in it. A big thank you to our guest Nidhi Kona for sharing such valuable insights, and to all of you for listening. Remember, every great story begins with an uncertain chapter. Until next time, stay resilient and keep embracing the unknown. Thank you. Hare Krishna. God bless you.